Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about syllable rules, and these syllable rules will actually be very useful when we talk about accent rules in our next video. So let's just get into it and let's talk about these syllable rules. There are actually a few, and these rules can be found in William Mounce's book, Basics of Biblical Greek. It's the second edition, so you can find it on page 16. So let's just get into the rules. So the first rule is that you can only have one vowel or one diphthong per syllable. So let's just look at an example. So the word pater. So you have two vowels here. You have three consonants. So you would divide it right over here, and this would give you one vowel in this syllable, one vowel in this syllable. So that's the first rule. Only one vowel or diphthong per syllable. Rule number 2, so if you have a consonant, it goes with the following vowel. So if you look at this word here, this consonant, it went with the following vowel. This consonant also went with the following vowel. But if you have a consonant that is the very last letter of the word, it actually gets attached to the preceding vowel. So keep that in mind. So if you have a last letter that's a consonant, it goes with the preceding vowel. So that's rule number 2. Rule number 3, if you have two vowels that are not part of a diphthong, they are separated. So let's look at the word Basileia, which means kingdom. Basileia. So in this case, the syllable breaks up here, and now we encounter these three vowels here. So where should the dividing line be? So if you notice, this here is a diphthong. This is just an independent vowel. And you may say that iota and alpha are a diphthong, but you have to remember that it's actually alpha and iota. So it's not in this order, but in the other order. So it actually divides right over here. So that's the second rule. So if you have two vowels that are not part of a diphthong, like these two letters here, then you have to divide them. Let's move on to number 4. And number 4 actually has multiple parts. And this one's a little bit challenging. So you have a series of consonants that cannot be pronounced together. They are separated. So those consonants are separated. So let's look at the word emprasten. So emprasten. So in this case, you may ask, where do we divide this group of letters here? Would it be emprasten or emprasten? It would actually be right over here. You could draw another dividing line right over there. So the pi and the rho, they can be pronounced together. Now, one way that you can know if two consonants can be pronounced together is by referring back to words that you know, vocabulary that you memorize. So if you have two consonants that occur in some word at the beginning of the word, it pretty much indicates that those consonants can be pronounced together. In Greek, you won't find a word that starts with a mu and a pi. You just won't find that. But you will find words that start with a pi and a rho. So you divide it right over here. So in addition to that, the first consonant goes with the preceding vowel. So this consonant went with the preceding vowel. So you notice here that you will not only have the consonants being at the beginning of vowels for the syllables. In this case, you actually have a vowel that's first. So that's at the beginning of the word. So keep in mind, if it's the beginning of the word, they can be, the order can be different. So the second rule of consonants that can be pronounced together, those consonants, they go with the following vowel. So you see here, these consonants that can be pronounced together, they go with the following vowel. So that's rule number 4. Now let's look at our last two rules. So you have a double consonants. If you have a double consonants, divided. So let's look at the word angelas. Angelas. So here's the double consonant. It's identical. So if you remember, if you have two gammas together, the first gamma has an N sound, so a new sound. So these double consonants, they are divided. So that's a dividing point. And finally, number 6, compound words are divided. So the word antichristos. Antichristos. So notice here that the last sigma is this shape here. But back to our syllable rules. So the dividing line will be right over here. So it's a compound word. So it's two words combined to form a compound word. So there you have it. You have your 6 syllable rules, beginning with number 1. So 1 vowel and diphthong per syllable, as we see here. So the consonant goes with the following vowel, as in this case. That's unless the vowel is at the beginning in some cases, then the vowel will be first. But in most cases, generally the consonant goes first. Goes with the vowel, the following vowel. Number 3, so if you have two vowels that are not part of a diphthong, they're separated. So as we see here. Number 4, if you have a series of consonants that cannot be pronounced together, they are separated, as we see in this case. And number 5, double consonants are divided. So we saw those two double consonants divided. Number 6, the final rule, the compound words are divided. So those are your 6 rules, 6 syllable rules.